I want to talk today about why we're proposing something as esoteric and mystical as Shaktipat, type of spiritual transmission for something as mundane and within our bodies as depression, anxiety. Now, these conditions affect us on the energetic level, on the emotional level, and this is precisely what a multidimensional being is able to access very easily and change rapidly. Blockages, especially that are not affecting cells in our body, like would be in the situation with cancer, where we have a lump of cells, such conditions that more interface with the brain and nervous system are actually easier to address on the energetic level. And we can start plowing through these blockages one at a time. And we can highlight them and move a lot faster through them if we're using and harnessing the power and the intelligence of Shaktipat. Now, what is Shaktipat? How do I define Shaktipat? I define Shaktipat differently than a lot of the other people you might find out there. It's often defined as a kind of a pushing of energy, a descent of energy from a lower source to from a higher source to a lower source, and I don't define it like that at all. I define it as intelligent assistance. Energy may be used in that process or it may not, but it's the leveraging of a intelligent, benevolent being of the light to help you work through your issues on a consistent and long-term basis. So those are the key ingredients for me as how I define Shaktipat. You have an intelligent assistance from a being who is multidimensional, not necessarily only in the third dimension. We're accessing the intelligence of other dimensions that aren't confined by time and space. And then also, very importantly, this is a relationship between you and that being that continues over a substantial period of time. So this isn't a one-time healing. It's not a one-time thing at all. Shaktipat is a process that takes place over a long period of time. Days, months, years. Because it takes that kind of time and commitment and practice to overcome a condition as complex as depression, as anxiety. In some respects, these type of neurological conditions are more complicated than the physical conditions. So the underlying blockages individually can be addressed more quickly than the purely physical conditions, but there are many more blockages, small blockages and big blockages. So we're harnessing that intelligence that knows no time and space, that can spend as much time as we need helping us on an individual basis to address our issues and really work with us and put in that time alongside us. And I can easily make those energies and beings available to everyone who would like, and I can show you how to make them available to you yourself without me being there. So I invite you to start this process. We've got an ebook, we've got a Udemy course on how Shaktipat works, addressing depression, also giving you critical cognitive tools to work with your own thinking, access the thinking already going on in your brain, to have your own thoughts work against the current blockages and help surface them even faster. It ties directly into the Shaktipat process as we're proposing it very beautifully. And we also complement it with energetic practices to strengthen your system so you can contain more energy, contain more of the light that's going to be coming through to you every day in this process. So I know this is a novel approach. You may not heard of Shaktipat before. It's a strange word. It comes from the ancient Sanskrit. So this is a process that's been around for a long time. But we haven't used it so much in our modern days, and we haven't applied it directly at all to the conditions that are affecting so many of us, like depression. So I think it's time we look at one of the most powerful tools we have for spiritual growth in general and begin applying it to the conditions that are most affecting us, starting with something severe and something I found very personally difficult to overcome, and I wouldn't be able to overcome it without Shaktipat and that intelligent power, without that divine assistance. So I would definitely encourage you to look into this further. It does take some understanding to understand the mechanics of what's going on. And that's most important, to motivate yourself to stay with the process and put in the attention and the care that's needed to optimally receive this support. I'm available to you. Our team is available to you. Our team both in 3D and our very large team in the other dimensions that will come through individually for you. So please do let me know if you have any questions, and please do check out our guides. You can find them listed below for additional information to really ground your understanding of how this beautiful process can work in your life.